what you have done, your achievements, and anything that will make you suit this ministry as a chief officer. So you'll tell us education background, everything that pertains Mukoyani, so that we understand who Mukoyani is. Welcome.
Through the chair, let me say thank you very much for this opportunity to be before the committee. My name is Lawrence Mafuta Mukoyani. Lawrence Mafuta Mukoyani, hail from Kakamega County, Mafuta County, born and bred around that area. Lawrence Mukoyani hold both primary, secondary, and proceeded to university, undertaking a Bachelor of Tourism Study at Community University. Then I got employed in Mombasa in a private firm for the customer service administrator, where I had direct interaction with the clientele base in that company. Before I proceeded to the county government of Mombasa in the capacity of a PA to assist in the inaugural of the mission in 2013. I worked in that capacity from 2013 to 2017 before I applied for the job in the county government, then employed as a chief tourism officer in Mombasa. Chief tourism officer is not the chief officer. The scale in Mombasa as a chief tourism officer in that very department. I worked in that capacity for more than 3 years before I moved to a department called Environment in Mombasa County, still the same capacity. I worked there for 2 years, so I was again promoted to a position of assistant director in the same department of environment by 2022. There was need for me to move to the environment department because the waste had become an issue in Mombasa, and few individuals were selected from different departments so that they can go. So they were moved to the environment department at least to rescue those who've been to Mombasa through the airport. There was a very big dump site at Kibarani. I take pride for having been among the people who executed the clearing of that dump site and turning it into a recreational park. After that is in 2023, tourism was going down in Mombasa as an activity and as a function. Again, they saw it necessary to move me from the Department of the Environment to tourism, where is my background. I moved in the capacity of acting deputy director, whereby I acted for 6 months legally with the last. Substantially, I was still the assistant director, but acting had been moved the acting capacity of deputy director in the same director. In Mombasa, if I can find the few works and activities I did after moving from environment, since that is my background. And tourism was actually going down. The niche product in tourism of cruise ship had gone down. So we had to vigorously market Mombasa so that using the airline, not the airline, the shipping lines. And as I sit here, I'm a proud member of that committee that markets Mombasa. And in the last financial year, we had hit the good numbers of cruise ships. The cruise ships that came to Mombasa around 17 in a year, something that had not been witnessed for a decade or so. So that's something that I take pride in. Another event that I can feel proud that I took serious that I took it serious for its deliverance was the last year's Yala Games. Mombasa hosted it and we were the host county. So, around 5 East African countries. It was one of the best experiences in my career because we executed it as a tourism product, food tourism, and it marketed Mombasa. It marketed Mombasa as a very vital and very key tourism destination. In that very span of time after now the Yala report on Yala Games, the governor, His Excellency Abdul Swamad, saw it necessary to give a directive to the Liquor Directorate of Mombasa to fund the sporting activities in Mombasa County. So we never stopped having the sporting activities in Mombasa until December. So Mombasa was very busy during that very safe period. Another event that I'm sure I can talk of it in a very bright manner is the last year's Mombasa Tourism World Week. I think Mombasa was the only county that held that event to the magnitude of the national event. Even the cabinet secretary by then recognized and applauded the Mombasa County that it had done it in a better way. I'm sure if the spirit can continue this year, they will also follow those very the structure that we had put in place, and then they have a very successful Mombasa tourism. Lawrence Mukoyani, in his background, again, I did a research paper in my thesis at the master's level, because the case in point was Mombasa County. The role of culture in influencing brand equity. The brand equity of tourism in Mombasa was published in the Journal of Hospitality. ResearchGate, which is a very famous publisher also, you can find it. Not only that, even in the digital library of Kenyatta University, you will get my work there, well published. Someone who I have that passion in heritage matters. Kakamega was known for football. I take it as a heritage. As much as it is a sporting tourism activity, a heritage. You can't talk of Kenyan football without mentioning Kakamega in those fields. That's why I feel that my expertise in that field can be of great help and influence to the future and current generation. I'm a member in a professional body. Of course, my background is holding tourism and hospitality. I'm a member of Tourism Professional Association in Kenya. I'm a member of Ecotourism Kenya Limited. I'm a member also of ICOM. ICOM is an international committee of museum. It's an association of museum practitioners and heritage experts. I have that experience in culture, having done the paper, so I saw it necessary to be at least having that interaction with the people in the field of heritage. So the headquarters of the members, the Kenya National Committee is in NMK headquarters Mombasa, not Mombasa, Nairobi. And then I'm also a member in the Commission of Site and Monument. Sporting, especially in Mombasa, not in Mombasa, especially in Kakamega. There are sites that are of significance in promoting sporting activity or getting job to the youth that we need to exploit and come up. That's why I feel like being a member in ICOMOS, which to some extent with proper proposals and proper presentation have funded so many activities in this country. Not forgetting Mombasa and Nairobi, they have really benefited from it. If I can bring that to Kakamega too, I'll be one happy person. I'm also as of now, I'm a current member in the city.
Maybe Mr. Lawrence, I'll just guide because of maybe time. I'll ask questions, then you give a response to it. They'll be able to guide us on who Lawrence is. And I know you have answered most of the questions, and the ones that are remaining, I think there are very few. I'll just ask, then you give a response on it. Maybe the committee will want to know your sources of income and your net worth.
First, I was up to now, I was an employee of Mombasa County, so my salary is the first source of income. I'm a farmer in Malawa, both mechanically, of course, physically.
The current net worth? The committee will want also to know if you have a conflict of interest now that you are coming in the Ministry of Sports and there's a lot.
Sorry, Chair. You are not clear about your worth, please. Tell our chair straight, according to the question, please.
10 million.
Thank you. Now that you are coming in the Ministry of Sports and as the Chief Officer Sports, we would like to know if you have conflict of interest. Maybe you need to declare if you have potential, since we have a lot of procurement processes that happens in the ministry, procurement of balls, procurement of other equipment in the ministry. If you have any conflict of interest, you need to tell us as early as now, if there is any, since we will be able to be calling you maybe quarterly to know the progress and the implementation of our programs in the ministry. And maybe if we may be able to find out that maybe your company or the company that you are related to supplied or did some business with the ministry, so you need to be clear. Do you have a potential conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest. I don't have any company. I don't have any activity.
Thank you. Are you affiliated to any political party?
Any political party?
Have you ever convicted? Have you ever been convicted in any court? You told us you have done publications before. Maybe when you are doing your master, that one you told us. Do you have any charity work that you have engaged in before? Any charity work that maybe in this ministry you will be forced to, you are going to meet people who are living with disabilities. They'll need your help in terms of maybe sporting activities. They have been sidelined in matters sporting activities, as if this committee will find you suitable for this position. Maybe in your background, have you ever done any charity work before?
Sure. For disability. So I have a brother who is physically disabled, and I have a child who is challenged. So when we physically challenged people, because I will have known that we have grown with them and know that.
Have you ever engaged yourself in a charity work? You know, charity means you have gone out of your way and helped someone somewhere, even if it is a group, even if it is a society or a community somewhere, and these people needed your help. Have you ever engaged yourself in such kind of activity?
There are people will teach.
What have you done?
With my father.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling us who you are. And we'll go straight to the second question, which my vice chair will be able to pose the question to you. And I will guide that, avoid a lot of stories. Tell us exactly what you are being asked. My vice chair, please, next question.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I have an irrelevant question here. I've gone through your certificates and I've seen you did your KCPA 94 and then your KCSE 99. Did you repeat somewhere or you faced somewhere challenges?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Coming to my question, can you give an overview of your roles as the Chief Officer in the Department of Youth and Sports? And additionally, what are your specific qualifications and experience that qualifies you to hold this position? Thank you.
The roles of Chief Officer, I can say first, he's an accounting officer. Number two, he's the head of the department. Then he's involved in the staff management matters. So he's there. Of course, you have to get the resources. Let me say resource mobilization. He's the technical advisor to the governor or any other, maybe the county assembly. Then, of course, the chief officer is believe he implement the policies from the executive. And then maybe for the other roles that attach directly to the county assembly, maybe to implement the enacted laws by the county assembly, and then also to implement, or rather customize the national legislation to suit the county by the help of the county assembly. And then also offer the strategic, let me say strategic partnership and leadership to the department.
Chair, I've just I want to enrich this question by asking this way. Kindly, I've been hearing while you were speaking about yourself, and you majorly in tourism and in environment, but now I've been appointed as a chief officer sports youth, and you know youth is I don't want to say it's a problem, but youth is an issue that we're supposed to handle as a county. You understand about the issue of Gen Z coming up with unemployment as an issue. They're coming up saying that as a county government, we are not involving them in the activities we are doing as a county. As a chief officer, what would you do to ensure that our youths in this county are satisfied with the county government of Kakamega? The second question is that I want to hear from you. Now you have been appointed, you have been nominated as a chief officer for sports. What would you do differently than the chief officer who was there, so that we can see as a county that sports is benefiting our people than the way it used to be as just maybe a tradition or maybe as an entertainment? Thank you.
Thank you, member. If you listen to me earlier on, I said sports is a heritage in our professional behavior. I'm even in bodies that are international, very well known for heritage matters. Now, if we treat sports as a heritage, of course, I will, as a chief officer, through my capacity, come up with programs. They are good, have been there, but I feel that something has to be done in a proper way so that these sporting activities can benefit the society. Now, I've been in tourism, yes, that's my industry. The youth of Mombasa can attest that they have grown. They have grown, those, especially the artists in the industry, they have grown because of the activities that we have implemented in the tourism. It doesn't mean, remember, sports is a big product in tourism. You can't talk about tourism and don't mention sports. Sports is a very big product, a product that you can sell. I haven't seen any commercialization of football in Kakamega. I know it cannot be done in 2 years, but when you put together the policies,
you can leave a legacy that you did this and it has benefited the sporting fraternity. Now, there is another thing in tourism, honorable member. It's called sustainable planning. Sustainable planning puts or majorly considers the current and the future generation. You put in place structures, policies that will run even in your absence. You protect the current generation and you also factor in the future generation. I hope I'm saying much.
Chair, if you are not just asking my question,
maybe
because it's just aligning there.
Just to rule, maybe.
Yes.
I know the question you've asked, and I will just give direction that if this committee considers the approval for this particular position, you need to do more of the research on matters sports and get to know what you can do more in terms of maybe making Kakamega move ahead in terms of sports for both the people living with disability and the normal people. That is my take, and let us move to the next question. Honorable Amos.
Mr. Lawrence, I know you are aware that we have two arms of government county. I don't know if you can name the two.
Yes.
Just name the two before I ask the question. Okay. I want you to elaborate the function of each arm in relation to the fourth schedule and how they relate. And if at all you'll miss my question and maybe attempt to answer and you feel that you don't have the right answer, you pass, because we have live proceedings. The young people of Kakamega are watching. Thank you.
The County Assembly, the legislative arm for legislation. Number one. Number two, representation. Number three, of course, like what it is doing now, approval of the new by the executive. Number four, of course, supervising the executive. Then, if I can come to the executive, implementation of the enacted laws by the County Assembly. Of course, implementation of the plan or strategic plans for the plans in the executive. Yes.
Thank you. I think he has tried to elaborate on the issues. Then we move to the next question. Honorable Doris, the next question.
What will be your main priorities in the Department of Youth and Sports if you will be found successful?
I will go to the same needs the gifts. We work on the framework of the ministry and call them department and data. And then number two, there has never been enough funding in any institution, so I will direct my effort into resource mobilization through strategic partnerships. I've done that in Mombasa, that experience will help in doing it.
Honorable Doris, are you contented with the answer? Or maybe maybe I will be able to ask him that the question is just clear. That is in the Ministry of Sports. He approves you as a chief officer. What are you going to prioritize first? And maybe you have been in Kakamega County and you've been seeing the gaps that are in the ministry. Maybe we have been having acting chief officers in the ministry. There is something that you needed to be done and probably was not being done. As you come in, what are you going to do?
Chair, sorry. Can you come up again? You've said there is no what in Kakamega? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. Let's move to the next question, Honorable Sanga.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, I know the nominee is alive to the fact that we have been having a persistent problem facing sports management in Kakamega County. Now that I don't know if we're going to be approved, but if we're going to be approved by the this committee and then a county assembly, how would you help in ensuring that the county government of Kakamega funds sports and talent development?
Maybe a rejoinder, Honorable Osanga is asking that there have been some kind of sporting activities in Kakamega County where the county government has been funding, and maybe there has been no proper structure that were laid in terms of maybe, for example, Governor's Cup. It has been done, but impact-wise, probably the honorable members in their respective wards were not being involved directly from the start. They were being involved at the final stage of the maybe ward levels. So as you come in, if this committee approves you, what are you going to do?
In addition, Chair, before your response, I think Governor's Cup has been taken all along as an entertainment venture for December holidays. But now you coming in as a chief officer, what will you do differently to ensure that it should not be taken as an entertainment venture, but should be taken as a way on how to improve talents for people to get money, or for people to get employment, or for people to get income from that? Thank you.
Allow me to start on the funding issue. The Governor's Cup has a big potential, and the corporates out here, maybe they have big incentive to be partners themselves. And then I'm not so sure about that, but I will involve the CAS, the Kenya Academy School of Soccer, from the start, so that this talent can be identified. And of course, without the backing of the county assembly, that is the members who represent the world, we are going down to the grassroots. We are going to start this. It's going to be all inclusive. We have, you are the representatives, you are the ones who know from the grassroots which is supposed to proceed to this level, and I invite even going to the international stage.
Thank you for that response. You've said you'll be able to maybe involve the CAS, Kenya Academy of Sports. You know, this is a body that actually does a lot, and Kakamega County has not tapped into this relationship with the Kenya Academy of Sports. And this will go a long way in actually helping our children nurture their talents. As you go back, there is even, you'll be able to, if this committee will be able to approve you, you'll need to do more of the research in matters, what Kenya Academy of Sports does, and how you can be able to correlate and work together with the county government of Kakamega, so that the talent and our children even are taken abroad in matter sports, which is a good thing for us. Thank you. Let's get to the next question, Honorable Atito.
Thank you, Chair. Lawrence, I just have a question about empowerment. What special youth empowerment program do you intend to put in place as a county chief officer? Then what programs are being implemented currently on the same? Then you'll add this one. How long have you been in Mombasa?
Something that impressed me is being implemented currently is the just completed youth dialogue, that the youth had an opportunity to interact and express their desire to the highest authority in the county. And in that very, very meeting, they had an opportunity to interact even with the highest authority on the national level, the Honorable Mukoyani. I'm thinking, if, of course, with the support of the county assembly, if you can have a youth conference in Kakamega, it can be annual, quarterly, or review, or mid-yearly. At this concert, we have to invite a guest artist or guest speaker to come and inspire Kakamega youth. If I can boldly question with the committee, how will our youth, who is an upcoming artist in Kakamega, sharing the problem with Diamond Platinum, how will it will inspire? And that is what I think that we are lacking. On the question of how long I've been in Mombasa, I might be wrong, yes, but I went in Mombasa in 2003. So I think it is around 20 years, but I'm a very frequent visitor, and I stay in Kakamega most of the time. Mombasa is just a place of work.
Okay. So you vote in Mombasa or in Kakamega? Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You also, I think, on the same issue and the same guidelines and direction that I gave, if this committee finds you suitable for this position, you'll need to do more of the research on what you can do for the youth of Kakamega in terms of empowerment. We have local artists, singers. What can we do? Because there are things that these people can be able to do, but when it comes to maybe recording studios can be set up in Kakamega County for the artists. It is very expensive for them even to produce a song. Producers and these things, you can think out of the box and ensure that these things are done. Starting from the CIDP, you have to ensure that when things will be planned in the ADP, ensure that you do something for the people of Kakamega County if this committee finds you suitable. Let's move to the next question, Honorable Sama.
Okay, Chair. Aware that the many stadiums have been put across the county and most of them are unutilized or converted into markets and other uses. what measures to plans do you have to ensure they are properly utilized for their intended purpose to promote youth talents?
Maybe before you respond, I think we have each sub-county has a mini stadia, and most of them are unutilized. For example, we have one at Kaega sports mini stadia. We have one in Navaholo. We have one in Shinyalu. These mini stadias are unutilized. They are just lying there, and some of them even have pending bills that need to be paid, but they are not used. As you come in, what do you want to do, or what are you going to do to ensure that these mini stadiums are utilized? And probably there is one that you need also, if this committee finds you suitable, you need to go out of your way and find out why some of the mini stadiums have been converted into markets. For example, the Haega one. So this is the question that we are asking. They are idle, but they are fields that have been done by Kakamega County, but they are not being used.
Chair, before he responds, you just say that at all sub-counties, I want to say that except Matungu. Matungu don't have a sub-county stadium, don't have even land to have a sub-county stadium. So I don't know, within 2 years, how will we show that even the people of Matungu have their own sub-county stadium? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I mentioned this in my earlier responses. If we had, now the question tells me that we lack concrete, very firm sporting policy, sport policy in Kakamega. In 2 years, I said I might not achieve the expectations of having those unutilized sport stadiums, maybe being paid. But I want to leave a legacy. The policy will be there, so that even in my absentia, the policy that will be customized from the National Sport Act 2016, I think.
Maybe Mr. Mafuta, Honorable Sanga just maybe asked a question that there are several mini stadiums in Kakamega County, and Matungu is one of those sub-counties that do not have a mini stadium. And those that have mini stadiums are not being utilized. As Chief Officer Sports, for those that do not have mini stadiums, what are you going to do about it? And those that have mini stadiums but they are not being utilized, what are you going to do about it? It is just simple question.
Plan have a mini stadium. We will set an ADP, annual development plan, so that we can have a mini stadium. And those who have the mini stadiums and they are not operation live, or they are like
thank you. It is not just about Matungu. We are just saying those that do not have. So it is just a case, one of the cases. Thank you very much. And what do you, are you aware of the Haega mini stadium that has been converted into a market?
So maybe let me say market stories I've heard about it, but there is nothing I can do. When I stepped in the position, I'll put structures in place to recover the stadium and improve on it, set aside the budget for renovating it and bringing back to the standard that is required.
So if this committee finds you suitable and they give you this particular opportunity to serve in the Ministry of Sports as Chief Officer, we will need a report over the same, and maybe you tell us some of the steps that you'll be able to take. Honorable members, I want to thank you. If you have any issue that you need to raise, as I ask the nominee for a rejoinder.
With the chair, just to seek some clarification. Mr. Lawrence, you said you don't do any business.
Yes, what we do.
And you said you have only had one you have been employed once in the current one?
That is my private car. If I not today, because massive. But I'm also a mechanical and physical farmer in Malava and Transoya. That's my own.
Okay. Then you also, I heard you say your net worth is 15 million. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, mine will be that if this committee does not find you fit to hold this position of this position of Chief Officer for Sports and Youth, and maybe they recommend we approve you and the governor takes you to another docket, for example, environment, or rather tourism, where you fit. Will that be unfair to you? Thank you.
The constitutional mandate of the government, I can't question it.
Thank you. Maybe if you have something to tell the committee before I make my final remarks.
I want to thank each every member, both the staffs and the honorable members, to the chair and the vice chair. I want to say thank you for the opportunity. If the committee approves me, I want to give this promise. I will work hand in hand with the county assembly, because I can't work without the support of the county assembly. Anything, any development in any country, in any democratic country, has to have a political will. And I'm giving the commitment that I will work hand in hand with the county assembly through the committee that I've just elected.
I want to thank you for taking your time also to come for this particular process. I want to thank honorable members. And if this committee finds you suitable for this position, it is a very challenging position that needs a person who is very proactive, a person who has more of the morals. And you know, it is a ministry that involves matters youth, Gen Zs, and everything. So it is a ministry that needs someone who is very, very proactive and who is very ready to serve the people of Kakamega County with their whole heart, and who is very ready to ensure that the agenda of His Excellency Fernandez Baraza is achieved through the ministry, which Kakamega is a non-cathedral, is a cathedral of football, is a cathedral of sports, several sports. So let the mantle still be high if this committee finds you suitable. Thank you very much, and I'd like to propose for the adjournment.
I propose.
I second.
Thank you, members.